Freezing cold temperatures are expected throughout the Northeast today, and nowhere else will it be more apparent than in New York City this morning as thousands pack the streets to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. CBS's Laura Podesta is at the start of the parade with more.
Happy Thanksgiving! It is all smiles here in New York City, where thousands showed up to watch the balloons come to life for the Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I feel so good. You get to see them big, but when you watch TV, it doesn't look real.
There was a clear favorite among the crowd.
I've always wanted to come and see Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. I wanted to see the Charlie Brown one.
But the iconic Peanuts character and 15 other massive balloons may not fly as high as usual. That's because strong winds are expected today, and that could force them lower or to be completely removed. That hasn't happened since 1971. Whoa! Last year, a gust of wind sent a small candy cane balloon into the trees. Other incidents in the past have caused injuries.
We need everybody in New York City to think positive, keep those wind speeds down so we can get those balloons up as high as they're supposed to be.
Another issue for the millions of parade goers. Forecasters are predicting near record low temperatures.
Wear every glove you can find, every scarf, hand warmers, whatever you got.
City officials say there are no known threats to the parade today, but the NYPD is still out in full force. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And the parade also features about 8,000 marchers, performances from singers, 24 floats, and of course, the finale with Santa Claus. Also in this morning's news, heavy rains in the Northern California area devastated by the Camp Fire are expected to intensify Thursday, raising the risk of dangerous mudslides. The death toll in the Camp Fire rose to 83. Searchers found 2 more sets of human remains on Wednesday. Hundreds remain unaccounted for. Those wildfires are stirring up the debate over climate change. MTM's Matt Elwell reports on what scientists are saying is to blame for the drought in the West.
Wildfires in California have been in the news a lot in recent years. 2017 was California's most destructive on record, and the Mendocino fire in July of this year was the largest ever on record there. That is until the Camp Fire, which is still raging, took that distinction. The link for the recent rash of wildfires by many scientists is drought, which many of those scientists blame on global climate change. Higher temperatures, shorter rainy seasons, and a shift in the Santa Ana winds all in some way are thought to be associated with a change in the climate, according to a recent article from Yale University. But could something similar happen here in Montana? Well, the trends are there. During the summer months since 1970, both Bozeman and Butte are both seeing more days with highs above the average. Now, winters are seeing a similar trend. From 1970 through last year, Bozeman has had a 2.3 degree rise in temperature. The mining city is not far behind, with a winter average temperature increasing on average of 2.1 degrees. And while our winter snowpack in Montana this past winter was well above average, that isn't always the case. Annual snowpack in the western United States has struggled to see the snowpack above the medium norm. Now, the bottom line is that if these trends continue, Montana could easily see drought conditions get worse and wildfire seasons get longer in the coming years. These trends continue to catch the eye of scientists and will be bringing more detailed research to the subject of climate change.
Turning now to crime news closer to home, a homicide investigation is underway on Billings West End. One person was shot and killed and another taken to the hospital with gunshot injuries. Police were called to a home on the 2100 block of Canyon Drive around noon on Wednesday. They haven't released information on the relationship between the 2 people who were shot, but we do know that the person killed is a 25-year-old man and the other man involved is 30 years old. Q2 spoke to a neighbor who did not want to be identified but said she heard the gunshots.
Well, I heard some gunshots and asked my husband if that sounded like a gun to him. He said, yeah. Then there was a pause and there was 2 more. So, you know, it was surprising and shocking, and you're standing here looking down the neighborhood, trying to figure out, like everybody else is, what's going on.
The names of the victim and the injured man have not been released. Meanwhile, some areas of Billings have been plunged into darkness after thieves ripped out at least 5 miles of copper wiring from city streetlights. Public Works Director Dave Mumford tells Q2 4 areas of the city street system have been targeted, including Airport Road, 29th Street West and Overland Avenue, Shiloh Road near Zoo Drive, and Aronson Avenue in the Heights. Mumford says the copper wiring is stolen because of its value, but in the long run, the vandalism will cost city taxpayers thousands of dollars to repair the damage.
They're copper cable, and so they're stealing it to sell. Somebody's very brazen because they're just doing it on the side of the road. But they've got about 5 miles of cable so far. We're guessing that they pulled enough out to hook it to a bumper and then just drove away and just ripped it right out that way.
The city is now being forced to install some sort of locks on the electrical panel of each street light to try to foil the thieves. Perhaps the biggest concern is public safety, with some of the city's high traffic areas stuck in darkness until the lights can be repaired. Billings police are investigating. Lieutenant Brandon Woolley says there are no suspects yet, but those responsible could face criminal mischief charges. Officials are hoping someone may have witnessed the thieves in action or may know something about the crimes. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Billings Police or the City Public Works Department and can remain anonymous. Mumford says he's hoping city crews can begin to repair the damage next week. A woman is safe after police worked for an hour to encourage the woman not to end her life on Interstate 90. The 44-year-old was threatening to jump off the overpass Wednesday afternoon near King Avenue West and Maloney Lane. Police quickly shut down all interstate traffic in that area. Negotiators were brought in to talk to the woman, and she eventually left her spot on the bridge. Police tell us she was taken to a medical facility for evaluation. The incident began around 2 o'clock, and I90 was reopened to normal traffic around 3. A white supremacy group condemned by Montana State University Billings for putting up flyers appears to be moving its message downtown. One was even posted in front of the KTVQ studios and at the First Interstate building. This week, I90 Europa was condemned by the MSUB chancellor, who says the university does not condone the position of the group. Recently, flyers from the group were found on campuses in Billings depicting Uncle Sam saying, "Thank you, veterans." Now the group is tweeting pictures of its stickers from other locations in Billings to its Twitter account. On Tuesday, pictures of flyers were posted at the University of Montana campus and at the Missoula Vietnam Veterans Memorial. According to its website, I90 Europa says its main goal is to create a better world for people of European heritage. The Southern Poverty Law Center, which tracks hate groups in America, has identified the group as racist. In other news, 9 mixed dachshunds are now in the care of a Billings vet after being surrendered by the owner. The dogs' conditions are called horrific. The Rimrock Humane Society has taken over care for the dogs, but before they can be adopted, a lot of vet work needs to be done. Sandy Church with Rimrock says all the dogs suffer from skin issues, rotten teeth, and possible mange. And the vet bills are stacking up at least $1,000 per dog before they'll be ready for adoption. According to Church, the dog's owners, a couple living in the Blue Creek area, were forced to downsize or risk being evicted. On Tuesday, the dogs got medicated baths, blood work, and skin scrapings. Rimrock Humane Society operates off of donations, and Church says they could really use the community's help. To learn how to donate, look for this story on KTVQ.com. The family of a fallen service member has been located after his Purple Heart was found in a Great Falls dumpster. The Purple Heart for Sergeant Robert M. Johnson was found in the trash by a man looking for scrap metal. When he showed that metal to manager Aaron Hartnell at Pacific Steel and Recycling, Hartnell brought it in an effort to find Johnson or his family. The nonprofit group Purple Hearts Reunited found the surviving family. Staff Sergeant Johnson of Nyhart, Montana, was killed in action when he and his crew were shot down November 29, 1943 in the South Pacific. He is buried in the Fort McPherson National Cemetery in Maxwell, Nebraska. Hartnell says the medal will be delivered to Johnson's brother, Vern, who is now 99 years old. As shoppers get ready for Black Friday, the Billings Chamber of Commerce wants to make sure you don't forget about Small Business Saturday. The goal is to promote holiday shopping at smaller local stores this Saturday. American Express started the annual shopping day in 2010, and the following year, the U.S. Senate passed a resolution in support of Small Business Saturday. The Billings Chamber of Commerce began celebrating the shopping day early by handing out gift cards at local businesses on Wednesday. As many as 40 Billings businesses will take part this year.
To the businesses, I think it's really showing your support to Billings and saying, hey, we're here to support you. Thanks for coming to Billings and growing your business here. And then for our economy, it's incredible. And then we want to also say, keep shopping small and spread the word. Spread it to everyone to shop small and shop local.
Well, before we take a break, the National Park Service has announced its free entry days for 2019. There will be 5 free days next year. That's up from 4 this year, but down from 10 free days in 2017 and a whopping 16 free days in 2016. While both Yellowstone and Glacier Parks in Montana charge entry fees, only about a quarter of the more than 400 national parks in the country even have fees. The free days in the coming year will be Monday, January 21st on Martin Luther King Day, Saturday, April 20th, that's the first day of National Parks Week, Sunday, August 25th, the anniversary of the National Park Service, Saturday, September 28th, which is National Public Lands Day, and Monday, November 11th, Veterans Day. While entry to the parks is free on these days, you still have to pay for services like camping, boat launches, or tours.